In May 2025, I learned of the existence of a certain package of documents, as well as audio and video recordings, which I have provisionally called the Cuban Case. Its owner is a former high-ranking employee of the main intelligence directorate of Cuba G2. Even as a young officer, from the moment he joined the service, he was part of a special secret unit that carried out joint activities with the first main directorate of the KGB of the USSR on the introduction and joint work undercover. He provided contacts with the leaders of the main drug cartels of Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Panama, and other countries of North and South America. At the moment, my informant is undergoing treatment. He has been diagnosed with cancer. According to him, he is ready to make his case public, but only after his death. It is for this reason that I cannot name him, but judging by the doctor's data, there is not long to wait. But for now I will risk voicing what can be announced. According to a former employee of the main intelligence directorate of Cuba, from the mid-80s until 1998, Donald Trump personally met 6 times with the leadership and representatives of the leadership of several drug cartels. At these meetings, financial matters and some working issues related to the activities of these criminal groups were discussed. These meetings took place on board yachts off the coast of Florida, as well as on the territory of the United States itself. In particular, in New York and at the Taj Mahal Casino in New Jersey in 1998. It should be noted that all these meetings were recorded on audio, and covert video recording was also conducted. During the time of the first main directorate of the KGB of the USSR, all these materials, audio, video, and text transcripts were placed on the desk of the head of the KGB of the USSR Vladimir Kryachkov personally. I know for sure that during Yeltsin's time, in 1995, recordings of at least 2 such meetings were handed over to the head of the Foreign Intelligence Service Yevgeny Maximovich Primakov. It should be noted that Primakov was a key figure in the transition period, from the late Soviet to the pre-Putin era. He was a man completely devoted to the system. At the end of the USSR in 1989, he was a member of the CPSU Central Committee and a candidate member of the Politburo of the CPSU Central Committee. This valuable resource did not disappear under Yeltsin and continued his career, like many employees of the Soviet intelligence. Such audio and video documents of the intelligence services, such as meetings of businessman Trump with the leaders of drug cartels, corresponded to Primakov's level. I also know that later all these video and audio recordings were passed directly into the hands of Putin, and it is precisely with this information that Putin can fully control Trump, dictating his will to him in order to avoid the publication of damning dirt. According to my informant, after 1996, that is, from the moment Donald Trump became the owner of the Miss Universe beauty contest, one of the largest Mexican drug lords held meetings with Trump on a yacht off the coast of Florida. Trump had close friendly relations with this person, and this criminal authority sponsored beauty contests under the Miss Universe brand for 3 years. Trump kept information about the sponsors of his favorite contest secret. For example, in 1997, the Miss Universe contest was held in Miami Beach, USA, and its official sponsors were Donald Trump and CBS. But there are no and never have been any details about other sponsors in the public domain. Of course, unknown sponsors gave impressive sums not out of love for the fair sex, but for the purpose of laundering criminal money. There is information that the same head of the drug cartel sponsored the annual Miss Universe contests until 2015, that is, until Donald Trump ceased to be the owner of this brand. I can name one of those with whom Trump met right now. This is Benjamin Oriano Felix, nicknamed El Minute, born in 1952. His current status is the former leader of the Tijuana drug cartel. He controlled drug trafficking through the northwestern state of Baja California, and the volume of traffic was more than 30% of all cocaine imported into the United States. El Minute was engaged in drug trafficking, racketeering, and money laundering in very large quantities. At the same time, he was connected with the leadership of the special services of Cuba and Russia. Through front companies, he sponsored beauty contests and used contestants from Latin American countries in his corruption schemes. Until 2002, he managed to avoid arrest. Due to the nature of his work, he had direct close contacts with Donald Trump. According to my informant, the folder with the incriminating evidence is still in the hands of the leadership of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Cuba. This service was initially organized with the direct participation and subsequent supervision of the KGB of the USSR. Moreover, close cooperation between the special services of today's Russia and Cuba is still ongoing. Of course, all information concerning Donald Trump and his direct participation in criminal activity was personally transferred to Vladimir Putin. As for my Cuban informant, he was forced to leave the service back in 2000 and since then has been hiding in different countries of the world, observing all precautions. Due to his fatal illness, this man decided before his death to tell some details about his work to me, his trusted person from the former leadership of Soviet intelligence, a retired lieutenant general, with whom he has had friendly contact since the mid-80s. Of course, this decision was influenced by recent events and Donald Trump's actions, including those related to Latin Americans. This abrupt change in position, from cooperation with drug cartels to support for a tough migration policy, is quite explainable by a number of psychological, political, strategic and personal motives of Trump. Firstly, he adapts his beliefs to public demand and the political situation. As a populist, he uses tough rhetoric, since it resonates with a significant part of the electorate, especially in right-wing circles. Trump has often changed his political orientation and now acts in accordance with a new platform. Secondly, this is explained by a rethinking of the past. He is trying to atone for past actions, fighting against what he was previously associated with, suppressing an internal sense of guilt. Cynical motives cannot be ruled out either. After all, the guise of fighting migration may hide the prolongation of past ties and the disguise of corruption schemes, and be used as a cover for continuing shadow activities. In geopolitical terms, the reality has also changed. If cartels were previously used to influence the region, now migration is considered a threat to stability within the United States. In any case, such behavior towards migrants on the part of Trump is the result of a complex synthesis of motivations, political calculation, personal transformations, and environmental pressure. As for the Cuban case, judging by the state of my informant, it will not be long before a specific fact is published. Unless, of course, it is bought out by some interested parties. For example, billionaires who have embarked on the warpath. End of communication.